G'day, welcome to City of God Sydney 2019. This is the 7th of April, Sunday of course. So we're just going to start off singing a song or two and then share a brief word. Let them move at the impulse of thy love. bless you. So, I wanted to share today just a short word about consecration. Consecration means to sanctify, set apart, make holy. It's a separation with a relationship to God. When we surrender the Lordship of our lives to God, we set ourselves apart for God. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that we go to seminary. For some of us, it may mean that, like I've been to Bible college. But for others, it just means putting God first and foremost, making him, as we just sang, the center of our lives and living for him. It does mean, though, separation from and forsaking of sinful practices and sometimes friendships if they lead to sin. It says in 2 Corinthians 6, verses 14 to 15 and verse 17, I'll read this. It says, "Don't continue to team up with unbelievers in mismatched alliances. For what partnership is there between righteousness and rebellion? Who could mingle light with darkness? What harmony can there be between Christ and Satan? Or what does a believer have in common with an unbeliever? For this reason, come out from among them and be separate, says the Lord. Touch nothing that is unclean, and I will embrace you." That's from the Passion Translation. I love that translation. Now, obviously, we still have to work and earn our way. If we don't work, we don't eat, the Bible says. We won't have much success in winning unbelievers to the Lord by preaching in a monastery or a seminary. We presuppose that they already know the Lord, otherwise they wouldn't be in there. Matthew 28, 18 to 20 tells us this. This is Jesus speaking. He said, "All authority in heaven and earth has been given to me. So you must go and make disciples of all nations. Baptize them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Teach them to obey everything I have commanded you, and you can be sure that I am always with you to the very end." So, if we're commanded to go and make disciples, yet we still have to work. This was what happened with the Apostle Paul, the greatest missionary in the Bible. He had to work whilst doing his missionary and ministry work. In Acts 18, 1 to 4, we read this. "After this, Paul left Athens and went to Corinth. Paul went to see Aquila and Priscilla. They were tent makers, just as he was." See, he had a profession. So he stayed and worked with them. Every Sabbath day he went to the synagogue. He was trying to get both Jews and Greeks to believe in the Lord. Now, in a synagogue, you will see Jews, you won't see Greeks. So he reached the Jews in the synagogue, and he reached the non-Jews in his workplace as a tent maker. That word tent maker or tent making is a term that's now used for missionaries that work in their profession whilst doing the missionary work. Now, this is not always easy, as when you have a calling for God, you want to serve the Lord full time. And that will happen in God's time and his will. Interestingly, my last name, Booth, means tent maker. Prophetic? Maybe. Now, I do work full-time in my job as a IT support person, and I shine my light there as best as I can. But my passion, obviously, the God-given passion inside me, and the intelligence and the talent is for music. God's given us all passion and intelligence and gifts and talents. So my one is passion. My passion is music, obviously, and loving God through music and loving others as I love myself. My second job, though, is as a singer, musician, entertainer. So my first job is in IT, and the second job is in music. So people ask me, why do I do shows? Like I've just finished a musical or secular music, and not just sing and play in church. My main call is as a worshipper and eventually a Levite. A Levite, we read in 2 Chronicles 29, or Numbers 8, were musicians or ministers separated unto the Lord, only for the service of in the church or in the temple at that time. Now we do have musicians and worshippers that are set apart in different churches. Not all churches can do that, and not all churches can have a minister full time. That's perfectly okay. Until that time when God calls me into full-time ministry or as a full-time missionary, I am a tent maker. I'm fulfilling my last name. And I do that through my music as well as my IT work. I'm dedicated to the Lord, using my music inside and outside of church to love others and bring blessing to others, to colleagues and to listeners alike. So let me ask you this morning or today, what is your passion? What is your gift and talent that you can consecrate or dedicate to the Lord to bless others with? Colossians 3:23 says this: work at everything you do with all your heart. Work as if you're working for the Lord, not for human masters. So how can you show God's love in your workplace and be godly so that when they look at you, they see God or they see Jesus? We need to be the salt of the earth and the light. Matthew 5:13-16 says this, and I'll leave you with this. You are the salt of the earth, but suppose the salt loses its saltiness. How can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything. It will be thrown out. People will walk all over it. You are the light of the world. A city on a hill can't be hidden. Also, people do not light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand. Then it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine in front of others, so that they will see the good things you do, and they will praise your Father who is in heaven. God bless you. I'm going to sing that song again. Jesus at the centre. And why don't you renew your dedication to him? Make him the centre of your life this morning. Or this afternoon, wherever you are watching this. Let's sing of Jesus at the centre. Jesus at the centre of it all. Jesus at the centre of it all. From beginning to the end, it will always be, it's always been you, Jesus. Jesus, sing it again. Jesus at the center of it all. Jesus at the center of it all. From beginning to the end, for watching today, City of God Sydney on Sunday, April 7th. God bless you, and we'll see you again next week.